Okay. Alright, so now as we can see, I put a projectile over all 50 rounds just to get them started a little bit. And now it's time for the fun part, which is pressing them down. So I went ahead and put in my bushing here, my bullet seating die. The other thing that we're going to need is our trusty digital calipers here. So what I'll do, this should be preset. I am looking for, and we'll just double check this here. I'm looking for an overall length. This is my Lineman 49th edition. I'm looking for an overall length of 1.120. That's my target. Bring this up here. And check our needle calipers. That's going to be 1.124. So we're close, we're not there. Before I adjust anything, what I'll do is I'll give it another run up. See if it makes the difference here. Made a little bit of a difference. Let me try it one more time. We're so close, 1.121. And there we go, just by giving it a couple other pushes, 1.120, right on the money. So put that one face down, on to the next. As I mentioned in previous videos, I did learn a lot by going online and going to different pages, and I highly encourage you to visit my reloading bench. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put a link right up here so you can just directly check that out. Great series, long series, but better than a college education in my opinion. So just give you a closer look of the finished round here. Once we get done with all of these, we will be able to crimp it, and then we're going to push it through our bulge busting kit, since I am using a Glock platform. That's going to be our final step. So what I'm going to do is just show you, go through this process a little bit and bust through these 50 and go on to the next stage. obviously with the videos that we make, for the most part, everybody on YouTube, this is all for, you know, better education and to show others. So if you do like what you see, please don't forget to subscribe. I'll put a link right up here to subscribe. And as always, please leave a comment, like the video, ask questions. I do try to get back and answer all questions. Alright, just coming down to the last few. And we'll go ahead and put a factory crimp on these rounds. We'll give them a quick run through the Bulge Buster and they're going to be good to go. So okay, so it's now time for the factory crimp die. We're going to go through this setup together, and I'll kind of show you what it calls for and how to do it. Again, as far as getting it all screwed in, it's so simple. It's not even worth your time for me to explain it. Alright, let's make sure that touches, which it does. Alright, so I'm going to back out this top piece a little bit. Alright, so what you're going to do, so you're going to take a round that has the projectile seated in there. You're going to bring it up to the top of the press, and you're going to start turning this top knob until you feel it touch the top of the bullet. Then you'll bring this down and you do a half turn for a light crimp and a full turn for a heavy crimp. Put a light crimp on there. I also like to take one of these trays, therefore I know that these rounds are done. This process is extremely fast. So I'll show you a couple of these and then I'll bang through them real quick and then we'll go on to bulge busting and we're going to be ready to rock. Okay, so I hope that was caught on camera. All right, so as we go through, I'm going to crimp these little by little. Just one by one. Just so you can see what the factory crimp is actually doing is right up here, right where the mouth of your shell and bullet are. It's gonna crimp that area. So Alright, that's our last one. Next thing is bulge busting, and these are going to be ready to go to the range. Okay, so we're now going to one of our last steps, and with this step, you know, a lot of people talk about glocked up brass and things of that nature. So what we're going to do is bulge bust it, make sure that it can properly function in our Glock weapons. So if you don't know, when the Glock fires around, what you see is it'll have a belling that occurs down in here that'll bulge it out, and because it's an unsupported chamber, causes that round, when you go to reload, it will not seat properly inside of the barrel. So what we have purchased is a Lee factory bulge busting kit. And I'll kind of go through the setup and everything that you have on this. So first thing we're going to do is actually take out our factory crimp die. So I'm actually unscrewing this from its bushing, and we have our factory crimp die, and we're going to disassemble it and essentially take the guts out. So this little jingle there is here, and then the top. Alright, so in this bulge busting kit, what you have, what you want to do is, one, take out your shell holder, and they provide you with something like this, which pushes the round through the kit. Now with this piece, you take your factory crimp die, screw it in there. Now with this, bring this up, and I'm going to go probably like that. Screw it in nice and tight. Alright, so now you have this little base plate here and the holder on top. And pretty simple, I'll take my rounds and I will just start putting them through the bulge busting kit. Now you can do these loaded, or you can do these in the beginning. I prefer to do them after I've got the rounds done. So as you can see, it'll start to collect up in this area. So we'll go through bulge bust all 50, and then we'll test them out. And we'll put them into one of our factory barrels and make sure they seat properly. So once we get done with these, I'll get you guys back involved in our finishing steps. Okay, we're just finishing up, bulge busting our last 50. Drop one here. that's it. So now what we're going to do, carefully, there'll be a couple still inside. Alright, so we'll make sure, double check nothing's in there. I will take this piece out, set it aside. I will put this back together. Like so. Just put it away for now. And this little piece out. So now we have all of our rounds inside of this. And what I'll do, so I'll just put them carefully back in their holder here. The bulge busting kit was actually something, once again, I discovered online just doing some research, and pluses and minuses of reloading. And because I fire predominantly Glock pistols, I paid close attention to anybody that was reloading for Glock. So this little guy away. So there we have it. We have 50 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson ready to go to the range. So what I'll do is I'll properly mark these with the loads that I put in, the grains, overall length, the type of brass I used, my primers, and the actual projectile itself, and therefore I can start tracking what I like and what is working. So next step is going to be going through and checking some random cartridges in a factory barrel. Okay, so what I have here is a Glock 22 barrel factory, and I'm just going to take a few, make sure that they sit nicely. If they are bulged, what will happen is at the top it won't seat properly. It'll stick out a little bit and there'll be some pressure. You want it to sit inside that barrel, move around just slightly, you should be okay. So sometimes I'll go through all of these and make sure that they seat in there, but I'm pretty confident in that bulge busting kit. And there we go. That's it. 50 rounds, 40 Smith & Wesson, ready to go to the range. Now for the fun part. Again, thanks for watching. If you guys like what you see, please subscribe, like, and comment. Even if you don't like what you see, let me know, and we all can learn. Alrighty, thanks for watching.